Oh, what is going on, everybody?
Hello.
It is Pixmarters here, and welcome back to Ace Attorney Investigations 2. When we left off, the truth bomb has been dropped finally. That the president had a body double.
Yep.
This
Your
whole time,
theory from long ago.
yeah, for the most part. I mean, it kind of had different variations of it, but for the most part, it was the same. The president, the actual president, was killed
a long time
many
ago.
years ago,
Yeah.
and was replaced with a body double. And the body double is the person that wanted to be the president in the first place and killed him and all that stuff. And now we're trying to get all this down to the bottom. So let's go ahead and talk about why the shoes fit. After Mr. Cameron was killed,
Poor Mr. Cameron.
the president's body double carried him into the middle of the garden. I suspect the body double is wearing the same shoes as the real president at the time. He made sure to step precisely on top of the footprints left by the real president.
See, that's what I was thinking. Since the shoes were the same, there would only be one set of footprints left behind in the snow.
But what about when they walked back?
Oh, I think I got a pretty good grasp on the SS5 incident now. But there's still one thing I don't get.
What's that?
Why did they need to stage the abduction?
Because Mr. Cameron witnessed the incident, and he saw the president at the orphanage. He left behind witness testimony on Miss Crane's answering machine. Even Blaze couldn't make that disappear. Ergo, the body double needed a reason for the president to have been at the orphanage.
And that's why they prepared the fake kidnapping charade.
The people in the fake photo are the body double and most likely Patricia Rowland.
The person in the coat is Miss Rowland? What makes you say that?
The two would have to leave the orphanage in order to take the picture. Just like when he moved the body, the double used the real president's footprints.
So the second set of footprints must belong to the person in the coat.
Indeed, we originally believed that those footprints belonged to Cameron's killer. They were size 7 footprints, too small for Blaze's feet. Thus, we can presume that the person playing the part of the kidnapper was Patricia Rowland. Hidden in the shadow of the presidential kidnapping was a presidential assassination. I see. So that's why my old man... Why he... what? The old man must have realized that a murder had taken place. After all, he had the kid's drawing.
However, that picture was never presented as evidence.
Your father likely took it from the young witness during the investigation and hid it. He had to have known that Huang was dead. But what if he had revealed that back then? Revealed the death of the president, the backbone of Zhang Fa? It would have caused chaos. And that's why my old man took the secret to his grave. He even took the blame for the kidnapping, knowing that it would be the fall of the Lang house. The House of Lang.
It still worked.
So this is the truth that Agent Lang's father hid 12 years ago.
And now it's all become clear.
Yep. That makes sense.
Yeah.
A man of honor to the end. It's like if I reveal this of what's going on, the Republic's just going to collapse.
Who is that?
I mean, it has to be someone new.
Not necessarily. Sometimes it's not always.
Well, no, I don't mean like new, but someone that's not on the grounds with us.
Oh.
So who's not here?
But not
Knightley is
necessarily.
dead. If it's question marks dramatically like this, that's usually what they do. Is that really the case? I wonder. I don't know.
Huh?
What? Who's there?
Who is it?
It is some...
Who's that Pokemon?
That bell. It's Pikachu! Fuck!
Oh, hi!
Dogan. Oh, hi. You. Why are you here? How can you just brazenly show up here? Who do you think you are, pal? Okay, I don't even remember his voice.
He was like a
I remember he was
had the
quieter.
same kind of Lang voice, but like more quiet, old manish.
Yeah. I found the conversation most intriguing and I just... well...
Yeah, like that.
Are you feeling nostalgic about an old murder of yours? You're the one who killed Huang! Nostalgia? I think not. You were speaking about the person I'm searching for. You're searching for someone? I escaped from prison in order to meet with a young acolyte. The one who wore the red raincoat. The red raincoat.
Who is this person?
I suspect it's the same person as the mastermind you were searching for. Someone's searching for. Right, good. Don't they seem surprised, Anubis? Yes, they are, my boy. 12 years ago, this young acolyte saved my life.
What?
Huh? The heck are you talking about? Certainly it was I who killed President Wang. However, my life was also targeted on that day. The body double, Blaze and Patricia all sought to seal my lips. Had I not been reunited with the young acolyte back then, I would have been in danger. But alas, even to this day, I do not know what has become of the young acolyte. Huh?
Why do you keep saying acolyte?
So your client was indeed the body double, who was the main perpetrator of the crime.
The only acolyte I know is Maya.
It was a long time ago, but I remember his words even now. Oh, that'd be the president. There have been countless attempts on my life, not just once or twice. Countless! And yet why must I be the only one to face the danger? When I stand before the people, I garner the same respect as the president does. Tell me, just what is the difference between him and me? The difference was great, while the voice and style of speech may be the same. One can mimic the body, but the heart cannot be reproduced. I suppose his own weaknesses cost him in his quest to become a leader.
Now that Rook's gone, I'm in charge.
I'm not sure if you're as capable as Rook was.
What are you saying? I'm totally the leader now.
Perhaps the king and his knight were not so different after all. They don't believe that the president's only weakness was a woman called Amy. To find the woman, he needed the assistance of someone from his country. This country. So he joined forces with Blaze. After determining her whereabouts, he simply waited for the right opportunity.
That chance came with the meeting at the orphanage.
Indeed. The director of the orphanage was bribed and brought in as an accomplice. You must be referring to Patricia Rowland. Well, given what I've told you, do you realize the whereabouts of the young acolyte now? You mean the boy who saved you? But how do you know that he was the mastermind? That day the young one caused a fire at the garden of the orphanage.
Ah, so you're talking about the kid who started the fire as a prank.
A prank? Not at all. On that night 12 years ago, the young acolyte was hiding inside the igloo. It seems he witnessed Patricia and Blaze moving the body from his hiding place.
Oh.
Apparently he heard them talking during that time. It would seem that they were planning to kill me because I knew the truth. He immediately came to the main hall to tell me that. I learned this about the young acolyte sometime later. It seems he was wearing a red raincoat at the time. He led me out of the main hall. And then the young acolyte said he was going to get rid of our footprints. So we scattered some lamp oil near the igloo over the snow. Then he boldly set the oil ablaze.
No way! So he set the fire in order to...
All their focus was diverted towards the burning flames. I took the opportunity to escape through the rear exit.
Huh.
So the boy in the red raincoat is the mastermind behind this case? Exactly. Isn't that right, Anubis? Yes, boy. Yes, it is.
Huh.
That was a lot of testimony.
It was.
Okay, certainly as you President Huang. Nothing about that. Her life was also targeted on that day.
What does that mean?
Well, like he just said, apparently, Patricia and Blaze were going to kill him afterwards because he was going to know the truth, and I guess they probably didn't trust him. We'll go ahead and press that still so we get more on that, because it might give us something. Your life was targeted. You, the assassin.
The hunter becomes the hunted. The Buddhist becomes the Buddha.
Okay, you don't have to make up strange proverbs. Life is transient, especially for an assassin whose life is always exposed to danger.
So, does that mean people you've tried to kill have fought back?
That is a rare occurrence. However, this was different. The blaze and Patricia all sought to seal my lips. That's right. They all wanted to kill him afterwards. Sir Dogan, you're a master assassin. As such, could you not have evaded an attack from those three and fled the scene? You greatly overestimate me. I'm fucking blind. Without Anubis by my side, I would not even be able to walk about.
He's got a point.
If those three were to attack me all at once, I would not stand a chance. I see. You don't. So even an assassin will fall to superior numbers in a frontal assault.
As you can see, he can't.
I suppose one could say that I, Sir Dogan, would have suffered a shameful defeat. Had I been reunited with the young acolyte back then, I would have been in danger. Reunited? So, when did you first meet with him? That'd be 18 years ago on the 24th of December. Let me just check something real quick. I know I stopped in the middle of my sentence, but let me check something real quick. Cause... Okay. We're getting closer to some truth here. We're getting closer. Okay.
December 24th. 18 years ago.
Okay. So, for those of you that don't know, if you watched the last video, I cut out like 4 minutes at the end of the last video because there was a big theory that I had that honestly went nowhere for the most part that I've been trying to think about because I still have some confidence in it, but I think this can help it flesh out, obviously. So, my theory was going to be, and it's entirely wrong now, was that Knightley was going to be the orphan that lit the fire. But I think that's wrong because the person that Dogan would have discovered on this would have been, it would have been Gustavia's son. Because Gustavia's son was there and then got kicked out on that same day, remember? Mm-hmm. Gustavia, completely uprooted him. Because I'd assume that Isaac Dover's son...
That's right, yeah, he freaking disowned him, basically.
Yeah, Isaac Dover's son would have just been orphaned later on, because...
Later on?
Because Isaac Dover's son would have been orphaned after, his father died. But Isaac Dover's son wasn't there at the time. It was Gustavia's son that was there. So the mastermind would have been Gustavia's son.
What?
The person that Dogan met in the red raincoat would have been Gustavia's son.
Why couldn't it have been Dover's son? Because Dover's dad was the victim.
Yes, but Dover wasn't there. As far as I'm concerned, the only child that was there that we know about was Gustavia's son. Because Gustavia's son was tasting the treats and helping him.
What does it matter if they were there or not, though?
Because Dogan just said that he met them on the 24th of December 18 years ago.
No.
That was the same day. So it had to have been...
I guess.
Gustavia's son. Still. Oh, no, go back. Okay. That was a rather long time ago. On that day, our roles were reversed. I saved the young one's life. There was an unusual snowstorm on that day. The temperature was well below freezing. I took Anubis for a walk in the snow. That's when Anubis noticed something and started running. I followed after and found a car. I had great difficulty opening the door. I had frozen shut.
Both of them.
Wow. Is one of them tied up?
Yeah.
My God. In the back seat, there were two young children shivering from the cold. 2 children? Had they remained in the car for an hour longer, they surely would have frozen to death. I brought the 2 of them to a nearby orphanage. Is there anything about Dogan's story that concerns me? There is something in particular, yes. So I guess they both are accounted for there.
Yeah, I mean, he looked tied up.
It's the model
But
of
the
the
other
car.
guy wasn't, so...
No, one of the children was tied up. The other one was just...
Are you sure they weren't, like, sleeves?
No, there were ropes on the
Okay,
one guy.
I was just making sure.
There were ropes there.
I was making sure because of my eyes. My bad
Obviously,
eyes.
it's the model of the car. There were 2 children in the car. You're sure of that? It may have been 18 years ago, but I remember it clearly. There were 2 children in the car. There is no mistaking it. Does the good prosecutor have a problem with that number? Right now, the number of children isn't what I have a problem with. It's the children themselves. Are we done talking about this subject yet? What concerns me is... Oh. Well, I guess the date also.
Yeah.
That can also be the fact. The 24th of December, 18 years ago. Are you sure about that? There is no mistake.
Ray.
Could that mean... I know the significance behind that date. What shows the significance behind the... I was just looking at... I was just there.
Boom.
That day, a certain incident occurred. A sculptor was murdered.
Ah!
During that incident, 2 young boys went missing.
Yeah, there they are.
The sons of the victim, Isaac Dover, and the culprit, Dane Gustavia. We never did find out where those 2 boys went after the case 18 years ago.
Gustavia's son is freaking adorable.
He is.
Dover's son is...
He looks like from Attack on Titan, the one kid that's bald.
Oh, Connie?
I think so.
Just because of the bald head?
I think so. It's just, I'm sorry.
Just because of the bald head. He looks like Connie fused with Larry.
Yeah. Man, you know what? There's something that always happens in these games. The assassins aren't cold-hearted. They just have a job to do.
Yeah, that is true.
He was just walking 18 years ago, his dog, and found 2 kids trapped in a car and took them to an orphanage because they were about to die.
Yeah.
It's like, so what if you kill people? You also save some people too. Good and bad, yin and yang, you know.
He kills people because he gets paid.
Yeah, it's a job. I can't do that job, but whatever you can do, man. I guess you make money.
It's like, you wouldn't call it honest work, but...
Oh, they were the sons of a victim and a culprit? It all makes sense now. What makes sense? One of the youths was bound so that he could not move.
Yeah.
Mr. Dover did it so that Mr. Gustavia's son couldn't come to the contest venue.
That's right.
Yeah. Indeed, Gustavia was using his own son as a taste tester. To think that was what transpired. Neither child seemed to recall what had happened. They lost their memories? The acolyte told me this when we were reunited 12 years ago. The pair were placed in an extreme situation, on the verge of freezing to death. That trauma led them both to suffer from amnesia. Neither could do so much as remember his own name.
So they didn't even know that they were the sons of Mr. Dover and Mr. Gustavia.
Indeed, while we cannot say it conclusively, the probability is quite high. However, we still don't have enough information to deduce the mastermind's identity.
I mean, true, because, like, you know, little kids, when something happens like that, sometimes their brain will just shut down and be like, nope, we're erasing that.
Yeah?
Just repressed it, and just, unfortunately, they forgot way more than they should have.
Dogen, would you please continue your story? Very well.
Well then.
New story. Dogen and the Acolyte. I continued my correspondence with the young Acolyte even after entering prison. Recently that has all come to an abrupt halt, however. It left me quite concerned. Furthermore, those involved in the crime 12 years ago were all drawn into incidents one by one. I grew more and more curious, and so I absconded briefly from the prison. Wait.
What?
Those involved 12 years ago. Where Patricia Rowland blazed the best in President Huang's body double.
And Miss Rowland was the warden of Mr. Dogen's prison.
I blackmailed the warden. The one who tried to kill me. Perhaps the good prosecutor has already deduced the reason. You murdered President Huang. However, the world still believed he was alive. If you're able to prove the president was a fake, both Patricia Rowland and Blaze the Best would have been in danger. That is correct. And I had heard the proof with my own ears. Oh, wait, no. Oh, this would
Oh,
be
yeah,
a woman.
even if it's just once I want John to be able to meet you, yeah. Sorry if I'm being selfish, but I'll be waiting.
Who might you be? I trust that I'm presently waiting for someone. I'm well aware of that. President Wong, are you not meeting with your son? However, I do not spill blood needlessly. You may relax. I seek only the President's life. It can't be. But please wait, I'm just about to meet my son for the first time. Shall this be the first and last time? Please, at least wait until we are finished. I thought the President would beg for his life, but he was of a different sort.
Huh.
If he should, the President had no son. However, he shook his head and said, this illegitimate son was his and he intended to recognize him publicly. Furthermore, he claimed that he had already made preparations towards that end. Would that son of his be the boy with horns over there by any chance?
Boy with the horns. Wait, you can see John's horns?
There's no need to see them. For the moment I escaped from prison until now, I had been closely lending an ear to your voices.
Oh,
He said that the President had made preparations towards recognizing his son.
putting him in the will.
But the word preparations would be insufficient for blackmail. That's it. There's one thing that could prove Huang's words.
Yep.
The will held by the House of Lang. It was also proof of his trust of us. His son's existence would have been revealed to the world. The name on the recording. The mention of preparations in the will of Zhang Fa. Together they sufficed to make the warden bow to my words. With those three pieces of information, one could prove the identity of the double. By using John.
He's like, man.
The President blocked the first strike with my knife with something soft.
Oh.
A piece of fell atop the snow. I struck once more this
the
time.
plush, probably.
Probably. The blow proved fatal. So Duggan cut off the Mozilla doll's horn. None but I heard his final words. Only myself and that child knew the President's secret son. Okay,
Wow.
now then. There's one thing. Okay, we need to keep these things in mind here. I think my theory had some water to it.
Okay.
I continue with my correspondence with the young acolyte even after entering prison. Recently, that has all come to an abrupt halt, however. It left me quite concerned.
What?
So his acolyte stopped talking to him. Abruptly. Very recently while he was in prison. Who do you know that was talking with Dogen
Oh.
until recently?
Yeah.
It came to a halt. Now of all times. Quite odd, is it not? And it was told me again and again how odd it was.
That scary dog talked. Was he like, something's odd, woof?
Oh my god. I can understand Anubis' heart, even if he does not voice his thoughts.
Then there's something I'd like to ask, just in case.
Okay.
Your scary dog's staring at me right now. He's not saying, I'm hungry, I want some meat, right?
Perhaps.
Perhaps? Mr. Edgeworth?
It seems she's not much good with the assassin's dog. Good boy. Good boy. There's a good boy. So then, at any rate, my correspondence with the acolytes suddenly came to an abrupt halt. Those involved with the crime are all drawn in instance one by. Let me see this. That certainly does seem too much for a mere coincidence. The body double of Dijun Huang, the President Zhang Fa faked an assassination plot. Patricia Rowland, the prison warden, murdered Horace Knightley. And Blaze the Best, the chairman of the PIC, murdered Jill Crane. Come to think of it, as I have been investigating these cases, I've felt the presence of some force behind the scenes. Even within the prison, I could tell that this was no insignificant event. So I was kind of briefly from... So I was kind of... Yeah, you broke out.
Okay. But even so, I don't really get it. Who exactly is this acolyte?
Indeed, Dogen himself has not yet made that clear. What's important is that the thread connecting Dogen and this acolyte, their correspondence. Not just letters. We should pay attention to the means that was used as well. Yeah, I think, alright. I think... I think it might be the mementos I have to push here. I think that's the assumption we're gonna make. I'm gonna go for it. Mementos. Not the mementos, but I'm on the right track, I believe. Dogen, there's a contradiction in your testimony. No, there's not. I can't see any problems, but... Anubis, what do you think? Anubis also says there's no contradiction. Ah, refuted by a dog.
He can talk to the dog just like John can talk to the mighty Mozilla.
Don't put me in the same class as Gramps.
Damn! Talking dogs aside, I need to think things over one more time. Let me press the first one. Maybe we'll get something more from that. In other words, you contacted him from prison? That's correct. A post office box was used.
Post office box?
P.O. box. It would allow one to send and receive letters without revealing the recipient's location. How can I use a form of correspondence that would reveal the acolyte's location? There was someone keeping watch over my correspondences, after all. He must mean the prison warden, Patricia Rowland. Could you be more specific about the nature of your correspondences? Well, they're mainly moves of my correspondence chess matches.
Yeah, there we go.
There it is.
We needed that.
Yep.
Correspondence chess? If I recall, the person you were playing against...
This might be hard to believe, but Dogen's chess opponent was...
are you saying he was playing against Mr. Knightley? Wasn't it Horace Knightley?
We certainly found the correspondence chess memo in Knightley's cell. Does that mean Knightley boy was the kid from the IS-7 incident? Could that really be true? Is there any evidence connecting Knightley to the IS-7 incident? Which one's the IS-7 one again? There's so many incidents that I'm trying... IS-7 was the old one.
Yeah.
Is there anything that connects Knightley to it? I mean, I was trying to connect him to present days. Wait. I can't see... I can't check that out because the ring was the... report on Knightley. I don't think that's anything. No, it's just talking about Dogen's chess partner whose identity is unknown. IS-7 incident. Any evidence connecting Knightley to the IS-7 incident?
No clues to whereabouts of Dover's son or Gustavia's son.
So it doesn't tie Knightley to it.
No.
I just wish you could see the ring. I'm gonna go with elementals again, because that's all we have.
Oh.
This is all that Knightley left behind. Could there be a clue hidden within? Which should I investigate? The ring or the chessboard? I would assume the ring. Oh, Pierre, okay.
Yeah, he's not Gustavia's son. He's the other
No, he's
son.
Pierre's son.
I was gonna say he looked like that ugly one.
Poor boy.
I mean, because his head was shaved back then.
Yeah.
So we couldn't tell his hair now.
True. Yeah.
And his face is longer.
Yeah.
So there we go.
Yeah.
That's why his son looks like a horse.
Mr. Edgeworth, what is it?
Mr. Shields, please take a look at this ring. This pattern is... It's Pierre O'Case. I thought so. He had Mr. Dover's seal turned into a ring. However, why would he have this? Shouldn't it have been held by the police as evidence from the IS-7 incident? After the incident, the seal was returned to the victim's next of kin. And Mr. Dover's only family was the son. But since no one knew where the son had gone to, it took a while to get it to him. I'd heard that the police had finally found him and delivered it as his inheritance, but... So the seal was thereby safely delivered to his son. And then he turned the seal into a ring and wore it on his person.
So, Mr. Knightley was Mr. Dover's son.
The police aren't fools. I'm sure they did a thorough check before handing over the seal.
If someone involved in the IS-7 incident was his chess opponent...
Knightley, huh? Then that man must be the mastermind behind this case.
No, he's dead.
But he's dead. I was about to say we're looking for the guy in the red hoodie, but if that's why I was like, it can't be Knightley because Knightley's dead.
You mean the red raincoat?
The red raincoat, yes. But he's dead, so that can't be the person that was in the red raincoat that attacked Kay.
What if Knightley had a body double? I don't know.
I mean, the only other person would be Gustavia's son.
Yeah.
They were both taken to the same orphanage.
Even Shelley the Killer admitted not to being the mastermind.
Exactly.
He's like, nah, it's not me, fam.
Huh. Well, you know what? We're going to find out who the mastermind is fucking next time.
Maybe. Hopefully.
Maybe. We're getting close.
God.
Oh, man.
This is a cliffhanger for the ages.
There's avalanches of facts coming all over the place.